So Genshin is in a bit of a situation. With the drama situation, Boycott Genshin, Wuthering Waves, CBT2. So what if we got 5 Genshin content creators and asked them, what is the state of the game? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do now. Check it out. But anyway, first question. What's your thoughts on Genshin at the moment? The state of the game, where we're at, how's it looking? Just an overall, like if you have one sentence to say about the current state of Genshin. We'll start with Soluna.
Oh, I'll start with me. Okay. You didn't tell me who we were starting with. My brain was prepared. The overall state of Genshin is an interesting question. I think the game is in a healthier state than it was last year as a game, as a video game. If I'm going to take an optimistic perspective, I think they are slowly preparing to do more with it. I think, from my perspective, having started in like version 2.3, I think they're it feels like to me they're putting in a lot of underlying groundwork to try to do some things. If that doesn't actually happen in the next major version update, I'm gonna say that was wrong. But the problem overall is, of course, the fact that this game feels like it has barely changed.
Yep. In
how many years? And meanwhile there's Star Rail, of course, and that feels like they are doing much higher paced changes.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think that's to some degree down to them just wanting to make Star Rail differently. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's like a favorite child internally or not, right? It feels like it is, but it's also just the new thing, and they're putting more resources potentially into the new thing, right?
Yeah.
And it's probably easier to develop new content for Star Rail to some degree as well.
That makes sense.
But overall, like I think they need to do better, right? I think the fact that this game hasn't changed in 3 years fundamentally, and they just keep on doing the same thing. This year is this region with this, or not even this year. It's like this month, every other patch they add new areas, and this area has its own world quest, and then it also has its own puzzle gimmicks. Like it's the same crap every time, but with different like spins on it, right?
Yeah.
Fontaine was good. Like the new 1.0 version, they're great, but
yeah.
But then like it dies down a little bit, and then people get burnt out on the game, and then they give 3 wishes for free, and like the wishes, in my opinion, are the wrong thing to be focused about. But as a catalyst for larger conversation, I think it's fine. It's just like not the biggest. The amount of free wishes, free drugs that they give, like it is not the biggest problem the game has, in my opinion.
No, that makes sense. I think you went through quite a lot of different things there. No, I think it's a lot of the same things we all kind of agree on. Soldapop, do you want to add to anything else, or your opinions of the current state of the game?
Yeah. I want to like touch on one thing that Solina was touching on. I think one of the things that kind of hurts the boycott is the narrative that Genshin has done absolutely nothing, and Solina's pointed out they have been adding little things ever since like 3.8, 3.7. Like every patch we've gotten something, so it's not like they're doing totally nothing. And I think when people that play the game and they're adding all this stuff, why are all these people saying they're not doing anything? It's like, well, this is coming from people that don't play the game, and I think that kind of hurts the boycott, is that the perspectives that are pushing the narrative the most don't play the game.
No, that makes sense. I think that is something we do need to talk about as well, because they are adding features, but like they're implemented really badly, and we can discuss that later. V?
Yeah, loadouts.
Yeah.
You said in one word, right?
Yeah, like a sentence.
A sentence. The current state of the game is trash. I guess that is the best way to put it. It's trash, dude. Compared to like sorry, I forget the name. Soluna said earlier. I agree with the fact that for the sake of pushing Star Rail, we are doing this, or more so, if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of mentality is what I'm sensing personally from what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
If the machine is turning, if the machine is working, it's like, well, why stop doing it? Am I right? It's like, why invest more? Yeah, but for qualities of life, they put them when necessary. I feel like it is a bad take to say they add qualities of life for our sake. No, because like the thing with Fontaine and the underwater level and the underground level, that thing should have been around since Sumeru days specifically. I think me and Tao talked about this before, but like the underground level, the underground level was added for the sake of game design for Fontaine, because the underwater level, that's the whole basis of the region itself. So like you can't have that without the other. While like the underground thing was so confusing, even for the Droculus, etc. Like, you remember the Inazuma one where it's like so far up in the sky. Where is it? I see it on the map. Where is it at? But yeah, if it's just qualities of life, those things could have been implemented years ago. The fact that they are added now, they're added out of necessity, and the fact that they're not added because we are shouting about it, but more so for just their sake in game design, tells me personally that no, they're not necessarily listening to us, and we need to do more, apply more pressure, etc.
Yeah, that's some good points. Tao?
Yeah, seriously, like, especially going off of, like, with what V said with the quality of life features, like, that actually hits me sometimes, because, literally in my boycott video, like, there was a part where I was claiming my expeditions, but I was doing it individually. I literally forgot there was a claim all button at the bottom of the screen. The only reason I forgot was because it's been added so recently, and I've just been claiming them individually, like, all this time. So it was literal muscle memory, and, like, people were, like, flaming me in my comment section because of that. And I was just like, dude, look, bro, it's muscle memory, man. My English is not Englishing. It's muscle memory, okay? Like, it happens, okay? Like, when it comes to these quality of life features for Genshin, they just added way too late, man. They added way too late. And then when it comes to games like HSR, they just get that immediately. They get that immediately. It's right there for the taking. Here's your stuff, okay? Here is your artifact loadouts and stuff like that. We'll add this to Genshin later on. It's like, why do you guys do that? You know, but it's like, when it comes to the actual state of the game, I think it's like lukewarm. I think that's the best description I could give about it. Like, it's literally lukewarm. It's regular, it's normal. There's a new region out. People's exploring it, I guess. The boring Lanternite is going on right now. Who actually cares about that stuff nowadays? Well, whatever, Lanternite, whatever, right? And I think we're about to head into a dead patch too, because what, we got Zhao and Yaimicho as the next banners right now, like after Nahida and Zhanyan. Yeah, dead patch upcoming, right? And I feel like this game, the state of it just alternates on, like, obviously, obviously on the patch, because there's dead patches and then there's patches where it's like, okay, man, we got a new region, we got stuff to do, let's do it, I guess. But, you know, the game is usually like that, so that's how it is. That's how I feel about it.
Yep. Nah, pretty solid. I think pretty much everyone kind of hit the nail on the head. Two things I want to say is I feel like everyone gets a bit passionate and emotional about the topic. I think just everyone shouting to the ends of the earth, Genshin is trash. I don't think being a Genshin boomer is the solution, because I feel like that's a bit too negative. That's not too much of a big deal. And the second thing is the updates we're getting honestly feel like beta features or trial kind of features for HSR. It feels like they're kind of doing the minimum they have to do without generally trying to actually push the game. And also for more damage control, because if they give everything like this to HSR and then Genshin gets absolutely nothing, it's like a way of saying, yeah, you got it, so why are you complaining?
It's done for a reason.
Yeah,
they did. That's done on purpose. It's a strategy for companies that, especially for the gacha game genre.
So yeah, that's kind of my 2 points about it. If you enjoyed what you just watched, I do go live on YouTube and I do have a Twitch. It's Twitch/Bimo, BIIMOW. I will be streaming a lot more. Thank you. Thanks, and see you in the next one.